Hey, what's up guys on Patreon? This is 3D Bonfire, but of course for you I'm just Marcus, right? And I think it is time to continue with our ropes and knots training. Last week I started the ropes and knots week, but I couldn't finish all of the content in 1 week. It was just too much for me. Alright, so let's continue this week with the more complex setup. So how to make knots, how to make stuff like this one, physical behavior that really is just rock solid, okay? Let's also talk about how you can manage more intense scenes with lots and lots of ropes. And all of these ones, they are just rock solid and they don't penetrate each other. So it's just a really solid and stable simulation. Of course, I will also show you how you can turn your ropes into beautiful knot patterns and then just have physical fun with it by pressing it against spheres, and then the ropes, they try to unknot themselves. I don't know the right word here. So yes, I will also share this technique, and here is a more simple, more graphical example. I think it's just beautiful, and why don't we just hop into Cinema 4D and have some fun? Alright, see you there. Alright guys, so I think it is a good idea to start with some beautiful rope patterns, turning them into knots and stuff like this. So you can see, of course, everything starts with reference because I don't make these knots up. They would just be terrible. Of course, you can just lay splines on top of it and make just fun in Cinema 4D and see how it behaves. But I think sometimes it's just good to start with real life reference. And you can see, so I built, for example, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. I just helped me by marking one of them with a blue color here. Okay, I will quickly show you my scene, and I will of course also provide you with these ones. But of course you can just start with your own pattern. Okay, so just have fun with it and take some real life inspiration. And before we go into Cinema 4D, I also would like to encourage you to use my ropes material pattern bundle with 27 materials. So I think you already know them. They hold up even for close-ups, so this is just cool stuff here, and feel free to use them or use your own materials that you created after watching the tutorial. So I think it's enough of talking here, so let's just hop into Cinema 4D. Okay, I just open it here, and you can see I have this file. I will provide it for you in the scene files, and I just laid out already 6 knot patterns here. Okay, so let me think about which one I will use to start here. Alright, so maybe I should also show you how you can lay out your splines, and I think it's too boring, so we won't do this step here, but you just grab your reference picture, put it on a plane, right, and then I would just say you press F2, go to the top view, grab your spline tool, and then I just help myself to trace one of them with a blue color. So I would just start here, go along the spline. All right, so do something like this. Okay, that's good. And I would say you do the same for the other side. Of course, you can just duplicate this one, and let's see. Let me just let me just rotate this one 180 degrees. Let's get rid of this one. Put it, I think it should be, where should it be? I guess here. Let's see. Okay, just move it a little bit back. And it helps when you just put them already into a sweep. So I think maybe a radius of 3 would be good. Go to the sweep tool. Where is this coming from? Okay, put it inside of it. And actually, there should be a sweep. All right. So this is the wrong axis. So go into, let me just see. Sometimes I'm confused here. Putting it to this axis, this is working. Okay, perfect. I just duplicate my sweep, kill this one, put the other spline into it. And there you go, actually. So then I would just grab my tool and check where my points are. So now is the time to, this is just not the fun part, but now you would move these points. Let me just try to grab them up and down until you have it really laid out in this pattern. Okay, so up, down, and this is a bit labor intense, but thanks to my effort, I already provide you with a couple of spline patterns here. So you can see I just put them up and down so they don't touch each other. And then when I just pull on the endpoints and turn them into physical ropes, this will just fall into a beautiful knot, okay? So feel free to use these ones. And I would say, let's see, which one can we use today? So I think this is looking cool. So let me just check it. Okay, it's not one. So why don't we just move it a little bit to the side? Okay, that's good. And I think I want to turn it into ropes, okay? I already put them into HoRopes. Maybe I should quickly tell you about this plugin. So I already have it installed. So when I press Shift-C, HoRope, I already have it there. I just put it into my interface. But let me quickly show you where you can get it. All right, so just search for HoRope in your search bar and then click on this one. A guy named Pashaho is kind enough to provide it for free for us. So thank you so much, buddy. This one is tested for version 18 and 19. It's not the newest plugin. I use Cinema 4D 21 and it is still working. So let's continue here. Let me just create two HoRopes. Put one spline here and the other one into the other one. Maybe I just color code them, so this would be helpful. Put it there. That looks horrible. So why don't we just click both of these ropes and create a sweep? Okay, that's better. Let's put it to 50 bones and it will be a lot better with the subdivision. Maybe we need even 100 ones. Okay, that's good. So these are just the segments, okay, the subdivision. And I think this is already working for me. So the radius of the ropes is also good, so they don't touch each other. That's good. Check this one to create a sweep. Okay, that's important. If you create controllers, this would be helpful to just fix your endpoints of the rope in space. All right, so it doesn't fall down. So right now nothing is happening, but we just need to, I think we just need to convert them and the magic should already happen. All right, let me just quickly cache these ones. So go to cache and bake all. All right, so far so good. So I really love this HoRope plugin. And yes, just try the same with your own knots, of course. You can just play with it. Now let's just get rid of the cache here. So clear all caches. Let me just show you another trick. So if you go into your HoRope, into the controllers, actually you should be able to move the controllers, okay? So select them. But for some reason, this one doesn't work, okay? So there is a way to fix it. You just click these ones, go to, let's see, go to collision and change this one to none and off. Okay, that's good. So now when I go through it, you can see I can move my endpoints and this is just working great, okay? So do the same. I would say this is my HoRope 1. Go into the other one, go to the controllers, click these ones and let's say off, none and off, perfect. Now we can animate them, okay? So let me just check this once more. Perfect. For example, you could go to, let's see, let's just check these ones, okay? Go to coordinates and let's say on position 1, on keyframe 1, it is on 0. And then go to 30 and let's go down there, okay? So let's just see what happens. So you just pull these into more of a, yeah, there's just more tension in it, okay? We can do the same thing to the other side. So just go to the, oh, it's not my perfect day here. Okay, so go to this one, select both of them, go to frame 0, just go to frame 30. And let's see, let's just put them up here. Let's see, maybe the simulation will break if the tension is just too high, but okay, it holds up. All right, perfect. You have to be a little bit careful. So when I just go to this point, it could break. Maybe this is just too much for the simulation. So you can see this knot. All right, so I mean, this is also a funny animation, but in general, you don't want this behavior. So you could go to strgd, go to your dynamics, to expert, and just turn this one up, maybe to a number like this. Let me just quickly check in the HoRope plugin. He already mentions this this issue. So go to Dynamics Expert, and if you want to have a more stable rope, then put your frames to 20 or higher, to also the maximum solver to 20 or higher, and change the threshold. So let's just do that and putting it up to 20. Let's see if it helps. I'm not sure, maybe it will still break because I think we just pushed it too far, okay? So let's just go back to the default values because it will calculate faster. And let's say these ones, we just don't want to move them that far. We just want to move them, for example, to this point. Let's check it once more. And it is working again. Okay, that's cool. So why don't we have some fun with it? All right, so let me think about it. For example, of course, you can just duplicate these ones. Let's say, put it to an angle here, go up with it, and okay, let me just have some fun. So go to these ones, and I say I just want to select these controllers and this one. Or maybe we just make it directly on the null. So go to 0. Let's kill this. Let's kill the other keyframe. Go to 30. And I would say we just move these ones down. Yes, okay, we want to go really low with this one. Okay, that's good. Just select them again, make a keyframe here. Okay, let me just see what happens. Okay, so maybe this is boring. So let's just use the other two ropes, go into the controllers, select all 4 of them, kill the second keyframe, go to frame 30, and let's move this one up. So let me just see what happens. Could be interesting, could be boring. Let's see. Okay, so I think there's just not enough tension here. I think these ones, they should go just lower. So go to your HoRope 2 and 3, go to the controllers, select all of them, jump to frame 30 and just push them down. Okay, let me see if this will break the simulation or are we in the safe zone. Okay, so I think this is already a little bit interesting. Okay, so yes, I think it's interesting to see this one. You can also, of course, hold Shift C and grab a turbulence. That always helps. I'm just a big fan of turbulence. Okay, so put this one to 50, for example, or let's put it to 80. Let's see what is happening. All right. Of course, we need to change the scale, so put it to maybe 80. I'm not sure how this will look. I just need to. Okay, so this is way too strong. Put it to 100. Let's see it once more. Okay, I mean, yeah, you can, seriously, you just have to play with it and have fun with it. So it's an interesting start, but let's just reset this one. So yeah, I just wanted to show you something, but of course you can also mix, for example, a wind into it and basically all kind of deformers and effectors. Okay, cool. So let me show you something else. Let's stick with these two. And I would say, so let's just recreate what I did. Okay, so how about we just put a sphere here? Okay, that's good. Put it to 50. Let's show me the lines. Okay, that's good. I think I just want to make a couple of variations here. So maybe 50 and maybe just 20. Okay, so that's cool. How about we just create a cloner here, put all of the spheres into it. Let's just uncheck fix clone. And let's see. All right, so, interesting. What is happening with this one? Let me just clone a couple of these ones into a row. Let's put it to 20. Think that's not interesting. So let's put iterate to not blend. Let's put it to random. Okay. And I would say I just want to make the steps smaller. Let's increase the radius of the big one. So this is 40. Put this one to, let's put it to 80. And this one is 50. Okay, so 50, 80, and 40. So let's put this one to 30. Okay, cool. maybe I just grab a random here. Okay, maybe. All right, so I just wanted to give it randomness in the y-axis, making something like this. This is what I did for, let's just see, for these renderings, okay. But I think it would be even more interesting if we just offset it also in the side parameter. That could be interesting, all right? And maybe give it a more complex shape here. So this one could be, oh, this could be really cool. So let's just say, let's just give me a couple more of them. Let's put it to 30. I think that's good. I think this is okay. So this could be a really nice sculpture. So this could be a really nice collision object here. All right, so let's just put, let me see, let's put a collider body on it. And let's see if this is already working. So go into your nodes. And I would say, let me see this one. So I think it's a good idea to grab a null object, put it almost, let's just align it to the center of our tower here. I would say this is good enough. So F1, go back to your perspective. And I say, I just want to put all of my HoRopes into this one and call it 1. Okay, that's good. And let's say, okay, let's say we just open these ones, go to our root and target, select all of them, go to our coordinates. Let's jump to frame 30 and we don't want to go up with it. We want to go to the right. So we just increase the pressure towards this object. Let's just see how this is looking. Okay, not so interesting. So go back to our keyframe and I think we just need to push it further. Let's see. Okay, so this is already working. I think this one, our sculpture here, let's see. This one, can I just select it and make it bigger? Yes, I can do that. Okay, so let's just see. I just want to put it here. And okay, that's cool. All right, so let me check it once more. I'm sorry, let's check it once more. This could be more intense, right? So let's just increase let's see. Let's put this one further here. That's better. So let me just check the pressure once more. I think this is already okay. So let's say we want to have multiple ones of these ones. So just duplicate it. And for now, I just put it up here. And I would say, let's see. I think we should, okay, so duplicate this one and let me check it once more. As I mentioned, my CPU is really bad, so I guess you will get more frames per second, but it is working. Okay, cool. So now it is a good idea to maybe just create another null object, I just put it also into center. And this is my global, I always type it wrong, global movement. Okay, cool. So put both of them into this null. Okay. And I think it would be a good idea to just go maybe to 300 frames. And let's say this one is going all the time up. Okay, so I just freeze it here, go to the y-axis, click it, give it a keyframe, and maybe go to frame 90. And let's say it's going up 50. Double click on it, go into your F-curve, and just turn it into a linear curve. Let me just see how fast this is moving. Oh, this is, I think it's really slow. Is it, is it even moving? Let me just check it. Okay, so that was not so clever. So put it to maybe 300. Let me check it once more. Okay, so maybe for now, let me just get rid of one to make it faster. Okay, so they will go up, and I think we want to move this one all the time down. Okay, so I just like to freeze it, go to frame 0, click here, go to frame 90, and let's say this one is going constantly down. Click it, go to show F-curve, and let's also put this one into a linear curve. Okay, cool. Let's check it once more. All right, so this is almost breaking, I guess. Let's see. Okay, it jumps. That's good. And I think this is already a good movement. So we made it to frame 90. So I guess we should just go back here. I'm sorry, go back into the F-curve. And let's click our position Y parameter. And let's just say this movement should be continuing forever. Like forever. Okay, cool. So we just continue this movement. Let's do the same with our cloner. Just right click, go to my F-curve, select a position parameter, and let's just say continue. Okay, so this is our speed parameter. And let me check this once more. All right, so I think this is working really great. There's just one thing I would like to change here. Okay, so I think in our case it would be better if we just go to random and let's say put the parameter to, maybe we just get rid of this one for now, and I just make it a little bit more simple. Okay, so let's say this is 30 and I don't want it to be random. Let's just, this time let's go with a blend. No, I don't think this is so interesting. So let's go back to an iterate this time. And I just want to increase the distance here. Okay, let me just see. Make this one smaller. I just can't see it. So maybe it is hidden in the other one. Sorry, I don't like this one. So let me just quickly get rid of the keyframe once more. Delete it. And I would say just unfix it. Put it back there. And I just want to have a clear pattern here this time. So I'm sorry, not the segments. So just have a big one and then a smaller one. Maybe we just make it a little bit more rich. So put this one to 30, put this one to 50, or give it another value, something like that. Make this one even bigger. Okay. And maybe I just decrease this size here. And I think maybe I can also mix another small one into the mix. So let's go with this one. Okay, that's cool. I think I just want to make something like this time. Okay, I just changed my setup a little bit. So we have all over the same increments with the same pattern here. So this is cool. And I just wanted to have something more regular that we can work more effectively with alembics. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. So you can already see, in my case, I was fighting the CPU heavily. Okay, so if I just duplicate the setup, it will already get slower. And when I have 4 or so in them, let me just show you. So with 4 of these ones, calculation will get already quite slow. Okay, so we need to be a little bit clever with this one. All right, so let's be clever with it. Okay, so this is my first setup here. Let me just check this one once more. Okay, I just want to see my root and my target. They move up to this point. I think this is a little bit intense. So let's just move the cloner a little bit more to this side. I just don't want my simulation to break. Let's check this once more. And it is going up. Okay, so this is good. It is still holding up, so this is cool. Then it makes a jump. Okay, so, did it okay, I think it did unfold itself, right? Yes, it seems like the pressure here is a bit too strong. Let's see. Okay, so I don't want this to happen, okay? So therefore I just make these spheres maybe a little bit smaller. So go here, let's make this is okay. Let's go to this one. I just make it smaller. Go to this one. I also make this one smaller. And this one. Okay, I think this will be better. So check it once more. So this should decrease the pressure here. So this one should be stable. So, oh, it happened again. Oh man, this makes me sad. So maybe I have to go up with the sub steps. Let's see. Put it to 10. All right, one last check here. So the pressure shouldn't be so high actually. This is holding. Okay, so it seems like, okay, so this time, okay, that makes me happy. Okay, so now the simulation is stable enough that the knot pattern won't break. Okay, that's cool. I guess I just want to make the system a little bit easier. So let's just go one last time into our HoRopes, click all of these ones, go to frame 30, and I just decrease the distance a little bit so there's less pressure in the simulation. Okay, cool. So I think this will be all right. So let's say this is our first setup. Let's create a second one and let's push this one up to here. And let me show you a little trick here. Okay, I just want to make it a little bit more interesting. So go into the second rope and I say, let's maybe just get rid of these target controllers. Okay, now watch what happens. All right, so now part of the rope is falling down, but it is still holding up. And I think this is just making the simulation even more interesting. So, okay, look, that's just gorgeous, right? So let's continue here. Maybe I just make a quick cache for you to check it. So let's just put it up to 150 frames and bake it. All right, so you can see this is getting interesting. Okay, so maybe I just make a preview here. Okay, so I just like how this is folding up, and yes, I also, you can see this beautiful movement, like it's holding up and then it goes up, and I just think this is pure fun. Of course, let me just show you another idea. Of course, you could also go with your sculpture like this. Okay, so put a cube into it. I would say you just give it a small fillet. I think this will help the calculation. Something like this, all right, and then you just go up with it. Give it more clone segments. Put another cube into it. Let's put this one to 80. Okay, for example, this one. Put this one to 150. And I think it will also be cool if you just give it some rotation, right? And go to the rotation and let's see how this is looking. I mean, yeah, go with your wildest dreams here. I don't know, this could be also really beautiful, but you have to be careful because when the rope will be trapped here, then your simulation maybe will break. But of course you can also work with these simulations that will break and unfold themselves, so this could also be a beautiful effect. Let's go back to our scene. Okay, cool. And I think this is a good start here. So let's just go back there. I just delete my cache and I say clear all caches. Okay. I think I just want to make it a little bit more interesting. So go, no, sorry, I don't want this one. I duplicate this one. And let's see, in this one we have the root. So this time we just kill the root. So this time we just kill the root in both controllers. Okay, so we have another variation of a rope here. Put it there. And let's see, maybe we make one more iteration. Put it there. Let's call it 0.3. Okay, go up with it. And this time we just kill both on this side. Okay, so I just want to see how this is looking. Okay, cool. So I think these ones will be our 4 ropes. All right, one last thing. I think I forgot to move my cloner down, so I just freeze it here. I just go to the Y parameter, go to 60, and let's say this will go down 50 or maybe 100. Okay, that's good. I just go into the parameter, to the F curve, And maybe I just want to vary it a little bit. Let's see what happens if I just go to my position parameter and let's say repeat. No, sorry, offset repeat. All right. So in my original file, I just had this in a linear movement on the y-axis, but maybe we want to go it, let's make it slow, fast, slow, fast. So it is having a little bit of a movement pattern here, okay? Could be also interesting. Let's just see what will happen if I bake it, okay? So this could take maybe 2 minutes or so, I'm not sure. I just want to see how this is looking, so let's bake it once more. All right, the cache is ready and I think it took like 2 minutes or so. So let me just scrub through my timeline. And I think this looks just amazing, okay? So this would be so much fun when we make it even more complex. And I already like how this is falling onto this one. Okay, let me see. Okay, so this looks really promising. And I think it just adds so much if we make points here loose of the endpoints and then it just falls down and collapses on one of another. Okay, so this is cool. And I think all of the knots are pretty stable. So no unfolding here. I think this is a good start here. So I would say let's kill the cache once more, clear all caches. And I think this is already working for us. So why don't we just grab a camera here? Let's put this one. I think this will work good in a format that is more high than wide. So put it to an Instagram format. Let's see, maybe this is good if we just make it dead straight to it. Okay, let's put X to 0. Let's see, I think we want to have a no, this focal length is crazy, but let's put it to 60 or maybe even 70. And I think this would just look cool if this is going dead center up and down. Okay, so this could be a cool animation. I can just see that we have a little offset here, but that's not so bad. So why don't we just rotate our camera just a little bit? This is up to your liking how you want to frame your scene, but I think this is working for me. So let's say we want to make this rope setup even more complex. Okay, so we can see this is looking good, but I think we want to get more out of it. And it just depends on the system power on your CPU. Maybe you can put way more of these ones in, but I have to be a little bit more clever about it. So I think these 4 ones, they are working great for me. Okay, so maybe I will just put one more of them into it, maybe one that is fixed on all points, and I will just put it up here. They are almost evenly spaced. Okay, so I think this is a good setup. No, maybe, I'm sorry, I just want to destroy it. So with this rope, I just want to kill both controllers on this side. So get rid of it. So it will break on this side. Okay, that's cool. And I think this is my basic setup here. Why don't we turn this one just into an Alembic file? So go to Alembic. Let's put it to 150 frames. All of this should be correct, so you don't have to change anything, and then just save it. Now the Alembic is exporting, and after that we just open it in Cinema 4D. Alright, so let's just open the Alembic file, and I think this is already set up in a good way. So open it, just wait like 4 seconds. Okay, cool. I don't think we need any hair materials here. And let's see, we can also get rid of the knots here. Let's kill the plane. I think we can kill all of the bones. Okay, so let's see, because this looks like mini weeny sausages here. That's not what we want, so I think we can kill all of the bones. So just go through the hierarchy here, and I just typed it in here to search my nulls with the correct naming. Get rid of this one. Okay, perfect. So now we only have the sweeps. Let's check this once more. So collisions look beautiful. Okay, that's cool. And of course you can make the same thing with more keyframes and adjust the speed of the cloner moving down or the ropes moving up to have more movement inside of it. But this is just a test file to show you how you can do it and you just make it better. So I think this is working. Okay, perfect. So why don't we just go into the, let's see, does it break the system when I just select all of my sweeps? And where are they? Let's just put them up here. I think it is still, okay, that's still working. So we can just get rid of all of the unnecessary stuff there. So these are our sweeps. Perfect. Can I also put them out of the hierarchy here? No? Okay, this is killing it. Okay, so put it back into the global movement. Of course, that makes sense. Okay, perfect. So I just put all of these ones, Alt-G into a null, and hold down Alt again and put it into a subdivision surface. This is just making it more smooth. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, cool. I like this one. And now let's make this more complex, right? And it's so easy. Okay, so let's just, so yes, go to the front view. And I think we just want to duplicate this one. So I'm sorry, duplicate this one. And let's move it up. And you can move it up to, I think it's this point here. I just want to see. So we were here on the big segment onto the second line here. So let's just go up to the second line of this one. And I think this is placed correctly. So it is just duplicated here, and you won't really notice this in motion. Okay, so it's just more complex. And I think you could also, let me think about it. Can we mirror it to make it not so obvious? Yes, of course, we can just mirror this one. So go to the coordinates and let's say -1 here. And this should be still perfectly aligned to our sculpture. Okay, that's good. And yes, so this is already more complex. And I think you won't notice that it is just mirrored and duplicated. So you don't really, I think it's not obvious. Of course, you can mix this up just a little bit. So let's go to the sweeps. Let's see. Okay, sorry. So let me just mark this one with an X. Go to sweep. Sorry, go to sweep. Okay, it's this one. So I will select all of the ones beneath it with this one. So it's all of the package I have up here. And now I just go to animation offset, and I just think I just want to give it a slight offset with 5. Okay. This is just a time offset in the animation, and therefore we just go, I think we just should go down with our setup until it is matching up with the geometry again. So put it there. Okay, cool. So now I think it is even less obvious that this is just a duplicate, because we also time offsetted the animation, and now it really looks like it's just more of the animation. Perfect. Let's see. I think we can also duplicate both of them, put it up there, and now let's be a little bit more crazy. Let's turn this one 180. Okay, cool. And let's move them to the other side. Let me just check my distance here. So put it up to, let's see, to this point. Okay, so it is aligning here, and this should all be fine. Perfect. Already, what a nice sculpture here, right? And if you just scrub through it, this will be, yes, perfect calculations here. And really the sky is the limit here. So this is already looking really cool, right? Of course, you could select all of them and go to a 90-degree angle, put it there. Okay, now it gets really crazy, right? So put this one to just check the calculations, just check the collisions here. I think, okay, of course this will intersect a little bit, but I think you barely will notice this one. So, man, this is getting really complex, and the clever thinking behind it is that you just calculate a minor set of ropes, for example, like I did with 10 ropes, and then you just time offset them, duplicate them, and just place them all over into your scene, okay? Alright, and let me just show you in my After Effects scene files. You can see, for example, this one, it's the same principle, okay? The white one is just a couple of them, but here I just duplicated it with the alembic, turned it 90 degrees here and there, and it is looking so complex. And it is just rock solid. Okay, cool. Cool stuff here. So maybe I will also show you this setup. It is more of the same technique, but maybe it will also help if I show you my scene file. Alright, so this scene file is quite dense, I have to say. So let me see if I can move in the scene. Yes, a little bit. It is lagging, of course, because there is just a lot of it, okay? But to be honest, it is really simple. So maybe just for overview sake, I get rid of the light and the HDRIs. Okay, that's perfect. Let's see. So the scene is not so complex. Let me just create a layer here and show you the background. All right, so I just modeled a couple of cubes there. It just looks beautiful if you just make a simple background here. I also can show you the spheres. So these ones, they just go up and down into a beautiful random movement. They also rotate around their axis. And if you want to know how to do this one, this is not so complex, but you can also check my scene file. All right, so this is also pretty simple, but pretty effective. I just have these different spheres. They are set into a null, and this one has a vibrate tag, which is going up and down. You can't forget about the frequency here because this won't do anything. It's just a frequency with a regular pulse up and down. And the sphere inside of the null will have additional rotation parameters and position parameters. So it is just wiggling from left to right, just a little bit. And it also has this rotation value. So this is just giving it a beautiful movement here. I could also do a render of this by itself because this is just nice to look at. Okay, perfect. So let's just get out of this one, of the layer here. I have a light target, a camera, okay, not so complex. And now let's just make a new layer here and put this one inside of it. I just want to check it. Okay, so you can see this is one alembic set of my ropes, okay? So it's basically the same that we did, right? It's basically the same that we did with our setup just a minute ago. But this time I just arranged my splines a little bit differently. So you can see they go up and down, and then it just like going around themselves. And when I just move these ones, they go into a beautiful pattern here, and then I just use the turbulence and the wind on it, and I get a beautiful simulation here. And then I just duplicated these ones, okay? So there is another set of alembic. It's just the same one that I duplicated, put it into my scene, moved them somewhere else. So you can see I just moved them up and down and just placed it that I liked it. And then I just okay, so you can see these are my ropes, and then I put these spheres between it and just checked that they will never collide. Okay, so you just need to watch for free areas of space, and then you can just put your spheres into it and they move into these empty areas and it will just look gorgeous. All right, so you can see this looks really complex. Let me just check the render once more. It looks like this is the most intense simulation ever, but hey, I just used alembics in a clever way. So now you know how you can make stuff like this, stuff like that, and stuff like this one. Maybe I just quickly show you a setup for these stuff, okay? So we have a simple rope here, but to be honest, yeah, okay, so maybe I would check this one. I will show you this one again and this one. So let's hop into Cinema 4D. All right, so maybe we just have a little bit more fun here. So how about we select knot number 6? Okay, I think that's good. Where is my null? So I should have aligned it a little bit better, put it there, get out of the axis mode. And I think I just want to move it over here. So let's work this one out. Okay, so cool. Let's get inside of it. I already put it into HoRopes, activate them, and maybe we just mix it with one more rope here. Okay, let's put this one, knot number 4, and let's drag it over here. And I think I just want to also activate my HoRope here. Okay, that's good. Let's say, oh man, I just messed these nulls up a little bit. So sorry, go into axis mode, center it, get out of it, and that's better. Okay, cool. I just want to tint this one with another color, so give it maybe a green tone. Okay, that's good. Put it onto your rope. All right, and I just want to get rid of the borders. Shift V, go into your viewport, and I just want to have a clean workspace here. So perfect. I just kill these ones for now. And I would say, okay, so we have one rope here. That's good. Select them. Okay, everything is fine. So just turn them into a rope. Let's see. Okay, that is going a little bit wild here. Of course, it's because of our turbulence. So let's check this once more. Okay, it's a little bit slow. I think it's because we have a lot of segments in it, but yeah, maybe we just go out of it once more, select both of them and put this one just to 80 or put it to 70. No, I think 60 is also okay. So put it to 60. Now this should be faster. Way better, right? Okay, cool. Now let's select the second rope. And I think we just want to move this one up. Maybe we want to angle it. Let's see. This is just me going wild with the setup here. So let's say we want to put this one here. And I just want to have this green one going around it. So let's put it there. Okay, this could be cool. So maybe we just put it, oh no, sorry, I want to put it here. That's good. And I think this one is a little bit thick, so put it to 2. That's better. Let's put it to 80. Doesn't have to be so subdivided. Okay, that's good. And I think I just want to press C and check the simulation. All right, so interesting. Let's get rid of the splines, select all of them, just kill them. Okay, that's better. And now let's play this game once more. So go into your first rope, into the controllers, select these ones, go to dynamics and go to collision. Let's say none, off. That's what I have to do in Cinema 4D 21 to get access to my controllers. So now when I select them, let's just see this once more. Okay, cool. So I think I just want to move this one. All right, so select the root controller, go to frame 0. Let's make a position keyframe and let's go to frame 30, for example. And let's move this one up. Let's move this one up. Okay, that's cool. Let's select the other one, go to frame 0, position keyframe, go to 30. And let's say we want to move this one. I just go to put it maybe here. Okay, not sure how this will look. So let's just test it. Okay, that's interesting. I think we can go further here. So let's say this one will go even to this point. Check it once more. Okay, that's better. And now I think I want to go to my green rope. Let's go inside of it. Let's go to the controllers. Let's do the same thing again, none and off. And let's go to frame 0. Let's make position keyframes. Let's go to frame 30. And now this one, what should we do with it? So I think I just want to push it here. Let's just see what will happen. Put this one there. Let's go to the target, position keyframes. Let's go to frame 30. And this one, I just want to, what do I want to do with it? I just want to push it down by a lot, okay? Not sure what will happen. Let's just test it. Okay, cool. So, will this be interesting? No, it will be not interesting. So, let's change this one to an upward movement. Let's put it there. Okay, maybe even further. Let's see. Okay. Okay, no, I think I still don't like it. So go back there. Let's push this one even higher. And I think I just want to select the other one. And I also want to move this one up. Let's see how this is looking. Okay, yes. Okay, so this is pulling on the other ropes. Okay, I think we can even push this further. Let's see. All right, that's better. I think we can even push it further. So let's put it up to this point. Now it could break, but let's see. Okay, so this was a little bit too intense. Of course, you can play with your STRG, with your expert settings, push this one up, but I think I don't really need it. So just bring it down a little bit, change the keyframe. Let's check it once more. And there you go. So now you just select your camera, go to a beautiful angle here, go inside of it. And let's just say this could be a beautiful angle, something like this, or even like this one. Of course, you can also bake it out as alembic and then just duplicate it to make it even more complex. And this is basically what I did with this one, okay? So not so complicated. If you also want to know how I did this one, come on, let me show you. So go into a new scene. Let's say you want to have a helix here, okay? So let's put this one to height. Let's just check this one. Let's give it more of an angle. Let's put it to something like this. That could be interesting. I just want to angle it a little bit. Okay, that's good. Let me grab a cylinder. Let's make it bigger. Let's make it thinner. Let's rotate it just a little bit. Let's put it inside of the helix. Okay, that could be cool. All right, so why don't we just make another cylinder here? Let's put this one to an angle like this. I'm just playing with it. So let's say this one will be aligned like that. Okay. Now create a HoRope and put the helix inside of it. Now just give this one more segments. I think this can even use 100 ones. Okay, that's perfect. I just align it a little bit better. And I think this is all what we need here. I just uncheck create controls because we don't need it in that case. Let's press C and let's fall it down. Of course, I forgot to put a collider tag on these ones. Okay, so now the rope is falling down and I think this is a cool simulation. Maybe just spice it up with turbulence. So I hold down Shift C. Let's grab this one, put it to a scale of 100 and a strength of 100 and let's see. All right, interesting. Let's put also a wind into the scene. Let's check it. And I think I just want to blow them into the other direction with a little bit of an upward angle. And let's say this one has a strength of 50 and a turbulence of 10. All right, and you can see this is how you can make a simulation like I did in this video. All right, so this is just a lot of knowledge I wanted to share today. I just want you to have fun with it, just play with it. There is so much you can do with it and change stuff. I mean, it's just pure fun to play with it. Of course, also think about to play with the bounce and the friction. So when I put this one to 10, you can see it will slide even more. You can increase it. I think you can also push it beyond 100. So it will really stick to the cylinder. But for now, I think this is already good knowledge for this day. Just have fun with it and see you in the next tutorial. Bye guys.